Welcome to lesson 103. God, being love, is also happiness. You feel the trend here, right? Love, function, salvation, happiness, all the same. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's where we look for consistency. See, we try to find consistency in our physical relationships and we look for consistency in the world, but it is not found there. The consistency we want is in this vertical relationship with our source. So we'll begin today with the legs up on the wall. We'll make the legs vertical, align our legs with source, and and then your head will be on the bolster. That's nice. And then we'll open with the arms wrapped around the ends of the bolster. If that's too demanding on the shoulders, you put your hands out in a T shape. Close your eyes, rest your legs, rest your body, and slowly turn your head to the right. Just use the turn, use the shape, use everything about this moment as an invitation to deepen in your mind. Every shape we do in the Avita practice is like a door. And we want the door to open and we want to step through it. Not so much in a physical sense, but in a mental or a spiritual sense. If we make it too much about the body, then we limit our healing. In fact, if we make it about the body at all, our healing is limited. So a reminder that we use the body, we use the shapes to step through the healing doorway to our eternal source, perfect love. And God, being love, is also happiness. Happiness is an attribute of love. It cannot be apart from it. So happiness cannot be apart from love, nor can it be experienced where love is not. Love has no limits, being everywhere, and therefore joy is everywhere as well. Yet can the mind deny that this is so, believing there are gaps in love where sin can enter, bringing pain instead of joy. This strange belief would limit happiness by redefining love as limited and introducing opposition in what has no limit and no opposite. Slowly turn your head through the center to the left. What a simple contrast this paragraph makes. The contrast between our reality as perfect love, as perfect creations of God, limitless. And it's only in spirit that we can find limitless. Bodies and form are exactly the opposite of that, limited in just about every way. So the Course is getting us to undo this strange belief that would limit our healing and limit our happiness. See, the ego made a world where God could not enter. That's the veil. And so we use it all to slip beyond it to our unlimited source, our unlimited potential to heal, to be happy and whole. So it says, in a world of opposites, fear is associated then with love, and its results become the heritage of minds that think what they have made is real. These images, with no reality and truth, bear witness to the fear of God, forgetting being love and that He must be joy. This basic error we will try again to bring to truth today and teach ourselves. God, being love, is also happiness. To fear Him is to be afraid of joy. That's a really nice line. So whenever fear comes in, I remember repeating this to myself often. Whenever fear comes in, I'd say, I must be afraid of love. The minute a fear thought or a guilt thought or some anxiety comes in, it's, I must be afraid of my source. I must be afraid of God. I must be afraid of love. Isn't that interesting? Now bring your head back to the center. And we'll slowly slide the bolster away. If you can, you'll keep your hands under the bolster and you'll reach away, extending the elbows. And you can also widen your hands out more toward the ends of the bolster. That'll help you get some extension in the elbows. If there's an impingement in the shoulder, it will reduce the pressure on that impingement. But it's our yoga to step into the conflict. We actually want to lean into that which we avoid in our relationships and in our lives. We lean into them with love by our side. That's how we really resolve the conflicts. Same as we're resolving conflicts here in the shoulder. You reach and spread the fingers. Lift the throat, open the front of the chest, open your heart, open your mind. And just maintain this reach. If you can bring your hands a little closer together, potentially having your thumbs touch. You can move in that direction, but don't let it steal the show. We're never trying to advance these shapes for the sake of advancing them alone. That would be fruitless. And then tone the belly a little bit and move some breath into the upper back between the shoulder blades. You can't have so much resistance that you can't invite the breath up into this space. So give yourself some room for the breath to make it around the rib cage, the upper back, the upper sides, the upper front. Tone the belly a little bit, and that moves the breath up. Feel the movement. God, being love, is also happiness. Yeah, the God that I thought I feared, the love that I thought I was afraid of, is simply my happy self. And all I want is happiness, because that's what God wants for me. It's so simple. Okay, that's excellent. Now gently bring the bolster back underneath your head. Drop it off. Arms down by your sides. Good. Now open up your strap. And we'll put the strap around the ball of the right foot. We'll have the hands high and we'll activate the leg. We'll open the sole of the foot. Just engaging your muscle fibers and using the shin muscles and using the thigh muscle. We'll turn the whole leg in a little bit. So roll in on the heel some. That's it. And then bring the heel off the wall, toes toward your nose. Now, that's a directional cue. It might just be a half an inch that your heel comes off the wall. We're not going for a stretch. We're not manipulating our bodies. We're using everything about the shape, all the resistance to change our mind about the shape. Change the mind about the body. God, being love, is also happiness. To fear him is to be afraid of joy. That takes some deep honesty to acknowledge, I'm afraid of joy. I'm afraid of happiness, and therefore I must be afraid of God. Wow. All right, let me just start to bring that up into my awareness where it can be undone. I really want what God wills for me. Perfect peace, perfect happiness. Now, wherever your leg is in space here, bring it half the distance back to the wall. And firm the thigh, reach up through the heel. And then release to the wall. If you need a rest on your hands, take the rest, otherwise go to the ball of the left foot. Relax the right leg and foot and firm the left. Open the sole of the foot, open the underside of the toes. Roll the heel in a little bit. The whole thigh turns in. And then you bring the heel off the wall slowly, toes towards your nose. Adjust the hands up. Rest your arms, rest your shoulders, but keep your fingers and thumbs active, obviously. Now it tells us in the lesson here to begin the practice periods today with this association. God being love is also happiness. To fear him is to be afraid of joy. And it says this is what corrects the false belief that God is fear. It also emphasizes happiness belongs to you because of what he, God, is. Firming the thigh. Don't overwork. You can always reduce pressure. Sustainable practice for sustainable results. It's even part of many Christian, well, not just Christian, but a part of many religious doctrines to fear God. We've been taught to fear God, that it's a virtue to fear God. Well, I suppose it would fall into the normal worldly constraints to fear the God that the ego made. Yeah. Now lower halfway to the wall. Firm the thigh, extend the knee. How do we practice working with the body without fear? Well, we just reduce the pressure. We just be so loving, so appropriate with ourselves. And then release all the way to the wall. And set the strap to the side. Rest your arms at your sides. God, being love, is also happiness. This is my correction to the false belief that God is fear. Bend your knees, push back, stretch your arms and legs. And when you're ready, roll onto one side and come on up to a comfortable seated position. Yeah, any comfortable seat will do. Close your eyes, and I'll read this final paragraph to you. Let the words just land in your heart. God, being love, is also happiness. To fear him is to be afraid of joy. Allow this one correction to be placed within your mind each waking hour today. Then welcome all the happiness it brings as truth replaces fear. And joy becomes what you expect to take the place of pain. Yeah, who wouldn't want joy to take the place of pain? God, being love, it will be given you. Bolster this expectation frequently throughout the day and quiet all your fears with this assurance, kind and wholly true. God, being love, is also happiness. And it is happiness I seek today. I cannot fail because I seek the truth. Yeah. Happiness is what I seek today. Hands to the heart. Namaste.
Namaste.